Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Johanna and this is the HR blog. So today we're talking about all things recruitment. Well, not quite all things, but the paperwork side of recruitment and that often overlooked and much criticised job description. A lot of people don't like to do the paperwork when it comes to recruitment. They think, oh, we'll do that later. We don't need a job description. We'll sort it out when the person starts. And I absolutely think that's the worst thing to do. And I'll tell you why. You go through the recruitment, you go through the advert, you go through the shortlist, you go through the applications, and you find this wonderful person. But then they start the job, and the job's nothing like they expected. It's nothing that they thought they would be doing. They're unhappy, they're unmotivated. You now have an employee who doesn't want to do the job you recruited them to do, so your job's not getting done, and it's just a big fat mess. You see, a job description, when done correctly, and when done at the very, very start and sent out with your application form, lets people self-select. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's like watching a movie. It's Saturday night, you're surrounded by the people you love, and you want to watch a movie. So whether you're scrolling through Netflix or going old school with the DVD collection, you want to have a little bit of a summary of what the movie's about. So you look at the headlines, you look at the trailer, you read the back of the box, and you go, oh, that sounds good, I'll watch that. That's what a job description should be. It gives you an insight to the job, what it is, what's expected of people, so that they know what to do. If you put the job description together correctly and you send it out at the very start with your application form, people will see it. Some people will say, that sounds amazing, I'm going to apply for this job. Other people will go, yeah, not for me, and that's fine, because you don't need everybody to apply, you just need the right person. Okay, so now I've hopefully made my case as to why a job description is important. Let's talk about putting it together. Now, a lot of people, they think, oh, what do I put in, how much is in it, and really those old school A4, 10 points on a piece of paper, they're not for me. And I completely agree, that old school thing, not the way I want to do it. When I do job descriptions, I look at the headlines. I look at 2, 3 things that are the most important parts of that job. And then from that, I build in the bits on below. So let's think about it. I was working with a client and we had a person who'd been in his business for years, who'd evolved into a very senior role, and quite the right reason, we wanted to recognise that, create the proper role around it, and reward it accordingly. So I was working with the MD and we were trying to put together a job description. This guy doesn't like detail, he's a get it done and get it done fast kind of guy, which is exactly why he has the business that he has. But he just didn't know, why do I have to put this in writing? So I said to him, okay, 6 months down the line, this guy's been doing this job, this new job for 6 months. What are the 3 things that if he hasn't done them, you'll sack him? Very quickly, customer engagement, increase profits, and sort out the staff. So all of a sudden, I had 3 headlines. That's what mattered to the MD. That's what the job was ultimately about, and I then had something to create my job description. Customer engagement, very simple. That was about looking about the product, looking about how customers used it. Let's looking about adding the value, adding that whole customer engagement piece. Increasing profits, very simple. That was finances, that was looking at managing our costs and efficiencies. That was about going to market the right way. That was looking at managing efficiencies in-house. That was about creating the best profit revenue that we could for that particular piece. And then we had the staff. Train the staff, recruit the staff, keep the staff happy, have loyalty within the staff, always be on the lookout for somebody to promote from within. Performance management was in there as well. But they were all the little bits. The headlines, customer engagement, increased profitability, and staff. Very easy. So not everyone's going to have that job, but the reason I'm telling you that story is if you're sitting there going, I don't know where to start, ask yourself that question. Pick a job in your business and say, okay, in 6 months, if I'm sitting down and that person who's doing that job, Johanna over there, hasn't done these 3 things, then I don't want her in the business. And very quickly, you'll know what your headlines are for your job. Let's look at a completely different role. Let's think about a receptionist. Nearly all businesses will have a receptionist. So if we look at a receptionist, I'm being very generic here, I do apologise to any receptionists if you're watching this. Generally, a receptionist role has 2 headlines, reception and administration. So let's take that headline for reception and break those duties down a little bit more closely. We can use bullets for this. Meet and greet everybody that comes in, notify the person who they're waiting for, maybe offer tea and coffee. Direct all calls that come in the switchboard, managing your switchboard, so direct those calls. Take messages, pass them on accordingly. So whether that's through a very fancy software system or whether that's a message book, they're still doing that. You're managing the reception area, the presentation, the coffee table, the flowers in the reception, the notebooks on the reception, arranging that area. Looking here on the administration side, most receptionists I know, they're normally responsible for that admin or info at email that every company has. They're managing that email box. They have to go through that daily and direct those queries accordingly. They would be managing admin for a particular department. Oftentimes it's accounts that always have a plethora of paperwork that's sitting there that's not particularly time sensitive but still needs to be dealt with. That's often sitting on a receptionist's desk for them to get to in downtimes. Other things could be managing the stationery supplies. Maybe your receptionist on their administration is responsible for keeping stationery stocked, ordering the water cooler, dealing with suppliers that come in and making sure they check off invoices before they're sent off to the right department. Maybe it's the health and safety side, making sure people sign in, making sure the visitor tag goes out, making sure the vehicle registration is there, or a high-vis jacket, whatever's important for your business at that time. So that's the receptionist. So all of a sudden, you've got the two headlines and then you have the little bullets that go underneath it. The other thing that I would say that you need to include in your job description, job title. I'm not big into titles, but I know some businesses are, so there needs to be some form of a title there. Salary, set the salary. Who they report to. A lot of people, if they're a manager, they don't know who they report to. They think they're a manager, they might not report to anyone except their owner. Is that the case in your business? If not, make sure it's in the job description. Also, if they're a manager, are people reporting to them? Have they got direct reports? Put that into the job description. And I would also say, one sentence, what is the key purpose of that job? So it's either a leadership role, perhaps it's a creative role, they're a designer or they're a marketer or they're creative, or perhaps they're in a support role. Which is it? So that's a lot of stuff I've just fired at you in my usual very quick way. But just to help you, as you would expect, I have a good freebie for you. I actually have a template job description. It's completely free. And the best way to access it, if you haven't already done so, is to sign up and be a subscriber on the site, because then you'll get our fabulous new bundle, and that is the Recruit Your First Employee. And in that bundle, you get our signature 7-stage recruitment checklist ebook. You get, excuse me, your template job description. You get a sample personnel specification. You get a workbook to create your interview questions, and then you get a little index that you can use to keep all of those documents in track and manage your recruitment campaign. All fabulous and all free. So make sure you sign up and get that today, and if you've already done it, well done to you. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.